Charanjian and the mind is like a samurai sword. It can be used in many ways. It can be used to knight thee in a blessing form, in ceremony, which is absolutely wonderful, crown-like. But it can also be used depending on the quality of that entity that is wielding it. So the mind can absolutely chop down anything and everything, including truth, with absolute idiocy. So, if you're still using the word opinion, the lowest form of intellect, better wake up the mind and start studying. Question. The mind that has had zero observation of itself. Does it know itself? Is it consciously aware of itself? Because every human being can have a thought and emit thoughts and words like willy-nilly without any conscious awareness, and completely imbalanced. Then the mind can go into, has the person studied the brain, neuroscience, psychology, something like this? How can that mind be aware of itself without basic knowledge? It can still be used as a tool to cut down universal truth. But has the mind got the capability of having 157,123.7 at the rate of pi thoughts going on at one time? How does that mind know it's a good thought, or where the origin or the source of that thought is? The three-dimensional mind, or the monkey mind. A complete lack of control of one's own mind. Doing the same things in a routine every day that is generally making itself worse. The mind. How about the fourth dimensional mind? The one that's always stuck in emotions, having emotional outbursts at everything, but still thinks it's right. Everything's emotion. Energy in motion. What about that sense of stillness? How can energy in motion ever have a sense of that it's right if it's always moving constantly in one motion, in one pattern? The fifth dimensional mind. Everything's thought. Everything's in the mind. Yes. Everything's the brain. Everything's got to be intellect and smart. What happens if intellect is still a form of opinion? The sixth dimensional mind. The one that is aware of itself and has been worked on and improved and investigated. And a sense of oneness of the environment around it, and how that mind will differ in different environments. Is it still aware of itself? Somewhat. The seventh dimensional mind. The one that is almost always on oneness. If it accepts everything, can move around and still have a strong sense of self. To stand tall and proud in its own truth, but then also in the universal truth of Mother Nature and established wisdom. Has this mind studied and understood universal wisdom and established wisdom and philosophy, ideally from as many cultures as possible? There we're getting higher. And has this mind realized the subconscious mind? Oh, then that's like, oh yeah, it's actually, where is it? Oh, is it? Has this mind realized the subconscious mind is the body? Has this body purified itself into a state where the higher mind is available? Is this mind aware of the basic knowledge of electrical conductivity and circuitry? The basis on how everything we understand works. Has this higher dimensional mind understood how thought works through the three aspects of the nervous system? Basic knowledge for the higher mind. Has this mind understood the basics of harmonic frequency operation and how it operates through the endocrine glands or the chakras, creating subconscious mind connection to the conscious mind? Has this higher mind understood the idiosyncrasies and the incredible complexities that are in the gut, that people call the soul, or the spirit world, and understood the mysteries of said world? Has the higher mind understood the concept of delusion and the illusion from which it creates itself? And have the solutions to improve it and fix it, and then ideally fix it for others? Has this higher mind understood the soul, its connection to the higher mind, and then understood its connection to the spirit and the sacral gland, creating a spiritual world of illusion and seeing through it? Has this higher mind understood its own connection and its own nature in the coccyx gland, or the muladhara, and its connection through the nervous system into the fungal microbiome in the wider nature, or natural mind? Has this higher mind understood that connection through Mother Nature, through the Sushumna and Takarana, up into the universal mind, and aligned itself to it, creating a higher being, or an enlightened being? Has this higher mind aligned itself outside of its own environment to its immortal soul? The mind. Has any individual mind understood its own sense of purpose in the environment around us into a sense of void or no thing? Has this higher mind been able to see through established wisdom, create its own solutions in according to higher wisdom, and seeing through it? Is this possible? The mind is only as good as the samurai sword that is wielded with absolute skill and conscious awareness. The mind. Can the mind turn it off?